Hey everyone, welcome back to day 6 of the Reprogram Yourself 30-day challenge. I'm so excited that you're here. This challenge has been so good. I've had so many of you reaching out to me, thanking me for all of the variations in what we're doing and the fact that this has been really impactful for you because we're doing a lot of different techniques, we're doing a lot of things, and I'm really trying to change your perspective on them by giving you a lot of background in the science. And when you understand that when you change things on a subconscious level, things get so much easier for you. And that way, you can actually start consciously manifesting what you desire to experience because in your subconscious mind, you have those programs that are in alignment with the things you want to experience. And when your subconscious mind is on board, that's when you start manifesting on autopilot. So that is the intention for these 30 days. So we are going to jump right into today. And today we're going right back to NLP. If you're not new here, you have heard me say 1,000,001 times that your behavior, the actions that you take, the identity that you have, the beliefs that you think, it's all installed in your unconscious mind. So when we want to make any changes to any of those things, the way that we're going to make a lasting change is to get into our unconscious mind and change the programming that we have there. So how many times have you had this behavior that kind of drives you crazy, but you almost can't stop doing it? You will not even be paying attention, and all of a sudden you'll notice you're doing that because it's installed in your unconscious mind. You don't need to be paying attention. And often when you're not paying attention, you're just going to run these programs out. So a lot of the times I see people trying to change behaviors with behaviors, saying, well, I'm going to start doing this instead, and I'm going to do this now. But they're just saying it at a conscious level, and that's why they keep finding themselves doing the same things over. And this could be something as simple as biting your nails, but we all know if you've been there, it hurts. If you keep biting and picking at your nails, it's going to hurt after a while. It might seem like it's not the worst behavior to have, but with anything, it could be, right? And then how many times have you scrolled on TikTok for like 3 hours and then you keep saying, I'm going to put my phone down at 8 p.m. I'm not going to be on my phone before I go to bed. And then it's 1:45 and you're still on your phone and you've been scrolling for like 3 hours and you're like, why does this keep happening? Why can't I stop? No matter how many times I say I'm going to stop, I'm not stopping. It is because that is just a program that's installed in your mind. But I want you to know, just like with everything I've been giving you, you can change that. You can change your programming at any time. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. We just have to install a new program. We also need to take out the old program, right? So today I'm going to give you one of my favorite techniques. I have given this in one of my programs before because I find it to be so powerful. And again, it's one that you can do on your own. So this technique is called the Swish pattern. And what it does is it helps you to see yourself, to have a new identity in your unconscious mind. And by seeing yourself differently, you now identify with different behaviors. Isn't that a complete way to reverse engineer? We're always trying to go behavior, action, and it's like we're missing a huge step. Let's change our identity. Then we will be able to actually change the habit, the behavior. And that's why I'm always telling you that your identity is the overarching piece of transformation, because what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're saying, they're all in alignment with the identity that you have of yourself. But an identity is something that you formed, and it's something that you can change whenever you want to. It's completely fluid. And this technique is so freaking cool because it really shows you how our subconscious mind works, because I'm also always telling you that your subconscious mind doesn't speak in language. Dr. John Conley of RRT, which we've talked about already, he always says that a lot of us are speaking English to our unconscious minds, but our unconscious mind is hearing Chinese. They don't speak the same language, our conscious mind and our unconscious mind. So our unconscious mind really works in connection to our five senses, really specifically in imagery. So today's technique is so awesome because essentially what we're doing is you're going to think about a habit that you no longer want to have, a behavior that you no longer want to have. And what I'm going to have you do is really think of an image that represents that behavior in your mind. Then what we're going to do is pull up an image of the new identity of you. Who would you be if you didn't have this behavior or habit? What does that identity look like? And essentially reprogram your mind. And these ways that are really effective and almost instantaneous are the ones where we are speaking the correct language to our unconscious mind. Then saying positive affirmations, Because what are positive affirmations? They're speaking in your native language, right? So if you're speaking English at a conscious level, your unconscious mind is still hearing Chinese in John's metaphor, right? So we have to start changing the images in our mind. And if you're somebody that's like, Alexa, I really struggle to visualize in my mind, even to just lock in on a picture is kind of difficult for me. You're not alone. Not everyone is visual in their mind, but remember, like I said, your unconscious mind speaks really powerfully with one of the senses. So if you find that you're not as visual, then you're probably more kinesthetic, where you are feeling into it and you can feel into the behavior that you no longer want to have. And then you're going to feel into, what is this version of you who doesn't have that behavior anymore? What do they feel like? So I want you to know that either is available. You just want you to keep that in mind while we're doing this. But the idea is you're going to lock in on the picture or the feeling of your desired behavior that you want to break. Then we're going to lock in on the picture or the feeling of the new you who does not have that behavior. And then what we're going to do is we are going to turn up the brightness, or we're going to see it in black and white, or we're going to turn down the feeling of the desired picture. We are going to really shrink it down and put it off into the left. So if you're visualizing it, you're going to see it, the picture going more back into the left corner. And if you're feeling it, bring down that feeling. Then what you're going to do is bring back the old picture or bring back the old feeling of behavior that you want to break. And you're going to really be feeling it or seeing just that picture alone, or feeling into that feeling of that behavior. And then you are going to step into the picture or step into that feeling, fully immersed, associated into it. And you're going to see or feel the new feeling state, and you are going to really reduce it down, and you're going to bring it to the left-hand corner of your mind, or reduce the feeling in your body. Simultaneously, you're also going to be bringing that new picture forward and really expanding it and exploding it into your field of view. While the old one is receding, the new one is expanding, and we're zooming in. So think of, we're zooming in on the new one, but we're zooming out on the old one. While you're doing that, there's a swish that I will be saying to help this. What you're going to do is you want to move these images back and forth at least 6 times, like 5 or 6 times. And that's how we're going to reprogram this new identity and install this new identity into your mind, so that way the behavior gets eliminated because you've now shifted your identity on an unconscious level. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now play an audio version of it for you. You're not going to miss me because your eyes are going to be closed anyway, and you're going to be too busy imagining these new pictures and really installing this new identity into your mind. Like, I'm telling you guys, when I told you that this is going to be so cool, it really is, because this is so much more effective than affirmations. Like, this is how you're starting to understand like what I'm always talking about. And when people are fighting me on this, I'm always like, I love you, but you're just like, you just don't know enough. You just don't know what you just don't know. And that's the intention over these 30 days. I'm really teaching you what you need to know and what you need to do. So I'm going to end the video here, and then I'm going to now insert in the video an audio for you to listen to. So let me know how this goes for you. I'm so excited for you to try this one out. Whenever my clients do this, they always find it so effective. You can do this over and over again for different identities, for different behaviors that you really want to uninstall. See you guys tomorrow for day 7. I'm so excited. Before doing any techniques that go into your unconscious mind, it's very important that we get permission from your unconscious mind in order to facilitate this transformation. Is it all right with your unconscious mind for you to make this change today, and for you to be aware of it consciously? Nod your head if your unconscious mind agrees. Good. Now I want you to get clear of the unwanted state or the unwanted behavior that you are choosing to now release. When you think about this unwanted state or behavior, how do you know that it is time to do that behavior? When you think of that, do you have a picture in your mind? Good. Now clear that screen, clear the image in your mind of that unwanted state and behavior. Now let's get clear on the desired state that you would like to have instead. How would you like to feel? How would you like to act instead? What kind of person do you want to be? When you think of that person, when you think of that new feeling, when you think of that new action, do you have a picture that is created in your mind? As this new person, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Get very, very clear and get very, very specific of how this new version of yourself looks, what they see, what they hear, what they feel like. So clear that it feels like you're living in a movie as this new version of yourself. Good. Now, step into this new body, looking through your own eyes as this new identity with these new feelings, with these new actions and behaviors. Good. Now that you have that image, I want you to imagine that there is a knob just below the picture. And we are going to make some adjustments to this picture so that way it becomes even more real for you. So it feels like a new movie that you're stepping into. Okay, now I'm going to ask you a few different questions, and I'm going to ask you to do a few different things to this picture and this image that you're looking at. And I'm going to ask you whether it makes you want it more, whether it feels more desirable, whether it makes it more real for you. Turn the picture into black and white. Does that make you want it more? Or if you turn it into color, does that make you want it more? Does that feel more real for you? Now bring the image closer to you. Does that make you want it more? Or if you move it further away, does that make it more real for you? Make it bright. Does that make it more real? Or if you dim it down, does that make it more real for you? You know the sound a master lock makes when you lock that lock? I want you to think of that sound right now. Hear it. Lock it in. Good. Now step out of the picture so you see your body in the picture. Okay, now clear the screen. Now you're going to bring back that old picture of the unwanted behavior. Step into the picture so that you're fully associated, looking through your own two eyes, and make that image fill the screen. Now take that picture of the new state and put it in the lower left-hand corner. This picture is small and dark. When I say swish, bring up the picture and make it explode big and bright on the screen, while the old picture rapidly shrinks to a distant point and disappears. This can happen as quickly as 1, 2, 3, swish. Are you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, swish. Good. Open your eyes, close your eyes. Bring up the old state. Bring up the new state in the corner. 1, 2, 3, swish. Open your eyes, close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, swish. How do you feel about that old picture? Can you still see it? We are going to repeat that process one more time to make sure that you can no longer see that picture at all. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Swish. Good. Open your eyes, close your eyes. Bring up the old state. Bring up the new state in the corner. 1, 2, 3. Swish. Open your eyes, close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, swish. To make sure you can totally not tap into that old state any longer or that old behavior, we are going to do this one more time to clear it out fully. Okay. 1, 2, 3, swish. Good. Open your eyes, close your eyes. Bring up the old state. Bring up the new state in the corner. 1, 2, 3, swish. Open your eyes, close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, swish. Okay, now, how do you feel about that old state or behavior? How is it different now? Good. Now go out into the future, which if it would have happened in the past, you would have had that old state occur or you would have done that old behavior. And what happens now instead? Amazing. You now just installed a whole new pattern into your unconscious mind that will now replace that old state or old behavior.